Today we are going to explore how the internet works and how data is transmitted between the devices. Let's start with the basics. Data communication. This is simply process of the sending and receiving data between two or more devices like computers, phones or printers. For this to happen, we need three main things: sender, medium, and receiver. A sender is the device sending the data. The medium is the pathway the data travels through, like wires or air. Then receiver is the device receiving the data. Think of it like sending a letter. Uh, you write a letter, put it in an envelope, and send it to the postal services to your friend. Then in that example, the sender is the you, and the medium is the postal service, and the receiver is your friend. Now let's talk about the computer network. A computer network is when two or more computers or devices are connected together to share resources and communicate. For an example, in a school, all the computers in the lab are connected to the network, so they can share printers, files, and the internet. The main purpose of the network are uh, data communication and the resource sharing. Then in the data communication, we are sending emails, messages, and etc. Then the resource sharing, we use it to the share the printers, files, or internet connections. Next, we discuss the types of the networks. Networks can be classified based on their size and geographical area. Let's look at the three main types. Then first one is PAN, Personal Area Network. This is a small network, usually within 10 meters, that connects devices like your phone, laptop, and Bluetooth handset. Then the LAN, Local Area Network. This is a network within a small area like school, office, or home. All the computers in the same building are connected to the LAN. Another one is WAN, a wide area network. This is a much larger network that can span cities, countries, or even the entire world. The internet is the biggest example of a WAN. Communication devices. To make networks work, we need special devices. Uh, let's look at the few key ones. Then first one is modem. This device converts the digital signals from our computer into the analog signals that can travel over phone lines and vice versa. Then router. This device directs the data between different networks. For an example, it helps send data from a home network to the internet. Then NIC card, Network Interface Card. This is a hardware component that allows your computer to connect to a network. Then another device is switch or hub. Then it's that device helps coordinate the flow of data within a network, ensuring that messages reach the right destination. Then another one is wireless base stations. That device used to wireless network to relay information between devices like phones and the internet. Let's talk about the how data travels. And there are two main types of transmission media. Then guided media and unguided media. Guided media means wired media. Uh, that includes the cable like twisted pair wires. It's used to in mobile telephone lines. Then the coaxial cables is used. It used to TV antennas, and fiber optic cables it used for high-speed internet. Then unguided media, that is the wireless. This that includes the radio waves it used in Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. Then microwaves. Then that used in the satellite communication, and infrared, and that used in TV remotes. Let's compare it. Then wired networks. These these use physical cables to connect device, and they are more secure and faster, but less flexible because device need to be physically connected. Then the wireless network, that used to radio waves or infrared to connect devices. They are more flexible and cover larger area but less secure, and can be slower than wired networks. Network architecture. There are different ways to organize a network: client server model, peer to peer model, and the hybrid model. In the client server model, uh, one powerful computer, the server, provides the service to another computer. It's called client. For an example, a web server hosts websites that clients can access. Then peer-to-peer, P2P model. In that model, all the computers are equal and act as both clients and servers. For an example, file sharing networks like BitTorrent use P2P model. Then hybrid model, uh, that is combination of both client server and P2P model. For an example, some networks have centralized services, but also allow devices to share resource directly. Then mobile communication. Uh, finally, let's talk about the mobile communication. When we use our mobile phone to call someone or browse the internet, we are using mobile communication technology like GSM, Global System for Mobile Communication. This is the technology behind the most mobile phone networks. Then GPRS, General Packet Radio Services, that allows our phone to send and receive data over the internet. Like when you use the mobile data to browse the internet. Start with the URL which you see every time you visit a website. A URL or Uniform Resource Locator is like the address of a house, but for websites. It tells your browser where to find a specific page or resource on the internet. For an example, in the URL, uh, https www.example.com /blog/article. Then HTTPS is the protocol, that the rules for how data transmitted. Then the www is the service, the type of the resource. Then example is the domain name, that is the name of the website. Then .com is the top level domain, the type of the organization, and blog/article is the path, the specific page or resource. Then the protocol is the road, the domain name is the city, and the path is the exact house you are looking for. Think of it like that. Then URI and URL. Now let's talk about the URL and URI. A URI, Uniform Resource Identifier, is a broader term that includes both URLs, that it's which tell you where something is, and the URN, which tell you the what something is. For an example, a URL like your home address, https google.com. A URN is like your name. URN semicolon ISBN double uh, or 0476275574. Then a URI can be either or both. So every URL is a URI, but not every URI is a URL. Then let's see what is the internet. The internet is the global network of networks can connect billions of the devices worldwide. To access the internet, you need a device like a computer or smartphone, an ISP, internet service provider like SLT or Airtel, the connecting device like modem or router, and the web browser like Chrome or Firefox. The internet provides many services such as World Wide Web, uh, email, file sharing, and streaming media. Then, email communication. Let's talk about email, which is one of the most common ways to communicate online. An email has several parts. Two, two, the main recipient, and the CC is the carbon copy for people who need to know but aren't the main recipient. Then BCC, blind carbon copy, its hidden recipients. Then subjects, the topic of the email, and the attachment, files you can send with the email. Then you can also reply to an email or forward it to someone else. For an example, if your teacher sends you an email, you can reply directly or forward it to a friend. Okay, then uh, social media and blogging. And the social media platforms like Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram allows you to connect with people and share updates. Then you can also use blogs to share longer posts and articles. A blog is like an online diary where you can write about your thoughts, experience, or expertise. For an example, you can create a blog on Blogger or WordPress and share it with the world. Let's talk about the cloud computing. Instead of storing files on the computer, we can store them on remote servers access to the internet. This is called cloud storage. For an example, include Google Drives, Dropbox, and iCloud. Cloud computing also allows you to run software and applications online, like Google Docs or Microsoft Office 365. And there are three main types of cloud services. IaaS, infrastructure as a service. It's provide the servers and uh, storage. For an example, Amazon EC2. Then another one is PaaS, platform as a service. It provides the tools to build applications. For an example, Google App Engine. And third one is uh, SaaS, software as a service. It provides ready to use application. For an example, Gmail, Salesforce. Finally, let's discuss the Internet of Things, IoT. IoT refers to everyday objects that are connected to the internet, like smart um, thermostats, and then fitness trackers, and even refrigerators. And these devices collect and share data, making our lives more convenient. For an example, a smart home can automatically adjust the temperature or turn off lights when you leave. A smart city can optimize the traffic flow or reduce the energy consumption. And then IoT is all about connecting devices to make them smarter and more efficient. Thank you for your participation.